What up, what up, what up? Welcome to another episode of Debate with Bait, brought to you by Mo Serious Entertainment in the heart of Mo City. Of course, I'm your host, Mr. Charles Baker, aka C Bake. That's my co-host, Gerard Cole, aka Cole, aka Rude Boy. And we got a special guest tonight on the panel.
Yeah, we do.
For all of you in Mo Serious and Mo City, Texas, you ain't no stranger. It'd be JT the Golden Child.
That's me, baby.
He's an extra panel member tonight.
That's right.
And so we're going to get it cracking tonight because it's fight week.
That's right.
Before we get started, make sure you follow Mo Serious Entertainment on Instagram and Facebook. Subscribe to Mo Serious Entertainment on YouTube. Cole, JT, what's up, fellas?
Man, I'm ready. I can't wait. First of all, let me say congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations on the launch of your podcast, both of you. You know what I'm saying? I've been hearing and listening, man, and y'all have a lot of debatable topics I would love to discuss.
Appreciate it, JT. Cole, what's up, man?
I'm chilling over here, man. I'm glad to have you too, my man. You know,
Ready.
So I'm ready for this debate today. We got some good boxing topics about to pop off right now. We got to talk about some Crawford. We got to talk about some Spence, some Triple G. You know, we got to make this happen, man.
That's right. For all you boxing fans out there tonight, this is the big fight week for Triple G versus Canelo 3, third fight of the trilogy. For those of you who are real boxing fans, you already know this is the deciding fight. The first fight took place a couple of years ago. Canelo won, and the last fight was a draw. So now this is the last fight to this trilogy. Starting on Saturday, it'll be on pay-per-view. Triple G versus Canelo 3 for the super middleweight belt. Super middleweight being 168 pounds. These are all Canelo belts. These are the belts that Canelo went undisputed, which means, ladies and gentlemen, he collected all the belts in that division, which is the 168-pound division, which is the WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO. Canelo is putting these belts on the line against Triple G in the third fight. First of all, let me come to you, JT. Who you got in this fight on Saturday, and tell me why.
I got Canelo, man. I got Canelo.
And tell me why you got Canelo.
Well, first of all, I'm a big fan. And just like you know, I'm a huge fan of power.
That's right.
I'm a huge fan of power, man. And he got it. Just check your TikToks, man. The boys all over him with the power punches. And I'm a fan of power, man. And I think that's what's gonna clear the way. You know?
Yeah. What you got, Cole? Tell me who you got.
I think I'm gonna go the other way. I think I'm gonna go Triple G, man. I think the last few fights were I think the last fight was close. I think the first fight was a little suspect with the card. I think it was called 114, 114, 115, 113, and then they had 118, 110. I thought that was, a little suspect. But I think it set up the second fight where it was a lot closer. It was 115, 113 by two judges, and then 114, 114. I think that, it was a very close fight. I saw that whole fight to its entirety. I really would have went with a draw, to be honest with you. I really felt like that fight was a little bit more even. But, it is what it is. But I think this time with Canelo coming off a loss, I think he has more at stake. He's probably going to fight. He's probably going to overextend himself, trying to prove himself. And I think that's where he's going to get caught.
Okay. So I can respect both.
I have to ask though, what would change in the last two?
What you mean, the last two fights?
Yeah.
Well, let me add to that. Let me add to that. First of all, I'm gonna favor Canelo, even though, and the reason why I favor Canelo is this. Canelo was coming off his second loss, which he lost to Dimitri Bivol at the 170 pound. He fought for a 175-pound belt, a WBA belt, and Bivol took him to school. I honestly don't even know why he even took that fight, but I respect why he took that fight because Canelo, what I respect about him, and he is definitely on my pound for pound list, is that Canelo, like Roy Jones, and what I think they both got over Floyd. I know some of y'all ain't gonna like that, but for me, as far as pure boxing, what Canelo did and what Roy Jones did is they traveled up several different classes to claim different belts. Now, Floyd being Floyd, you know, he was the king of the welterweight division, 147 pounds. But to answer your question, JT, I don't think much is going to change. It is a lot at stake it is a lot on the line, but I'll say this. I'm picking Canelo just because of that loss. I think Bivol took him to school, and I think he's hungry for that Bivol fight. Now, I don't think he'll beat Bivol. I personally, if I was in his corner, I would tell him to stay away from Bivol, and we'll get into that later. But I think he's going to be hungry, and I got doubts about Triple G's age. Triple G is 40 years old. He's starting to slow down to me. Now, to your point, Cole, I do think, you know, it could have been a draw in that last fight. It could have gone either way. But I just think that I think the sun is setting on Triple G. He's not as sharp as he used to be. And the thing about Triple G, what made him so known in his career was his power. And he's got a great chin. He still has that great chin. But when I look at Canelo Alvarez, I think Canelo Alvarez is probably 32 or 33 years old. I think he's still in his prime. I don't think he knocks out Triple G, but I think he outboxes Triple G. And the reason why I say that is because prior to this third trilogy, only other than only other person that I've ever seen take a shot from Canelo and not go down was Bivol and Triple G. So I don't see Canelo knocking Triple G out. I see Canelo outboxing Triple G. And I personally think that's the only way he's going to beat Triple G. If he goes for the knockout, I just don't see it. And you got to remember this, JT, this is a third fight. If you ain't knocked somebody out the first two fights, what convinced me, or real boxing fans, people tell me, what makes you think he gonna knock him out now? They still fighting at the same weight. They fighting at 168 pounds. I just don't see a knockout.
I think the knockout is gonna come based off of what he said. Like, just as far as he feels as though he has something to prove. So I think the overextending himself is gonna come with more power.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's a good point. That's a valid point. But at the same time, you also got to look at it like this. That's going to be a lot of pressure on somebody like Canelo in the third fight. You haven't knocked nobody out. You haven't knocked this guy out the first two fights. That's a lot of pressure to put in your game plan to knock him out.
But if you saying he's gonna outbox him, that's more pressure than knocking somebody out. Having to have the technique and that mindset.
No, that's the only way he is. Because it really, at the end of the day, Triple G is a naturally bigger fighter than Canelo. Canelo, if he's smart, to me, I mean, here's the thing. Why go if I'm in Canelo's corner? Why am I telling my fighter? And I'm not saying they telling him to go for the knockout. I'm not saying it. But why would I tell him to go for a knockout when, for number one, he's older? For number two, if I'm Canelo, if I'm in his corner, I arguably think the first two fights we won anyway. I think we outboxed him anyway. If I'm Canelo, I'm sticking to my skill. If I'm looking for the knockout, I think that's just too much pressure on Canelo for the knockout. Especially if you already, if I'm Canelo, again, if I'm in Canelo's corner, if you already know that you already felt that you already beat this dude twice. They fighting this third fight to say this is the deciding factor. So I just think it's too risky to go for the knockout when the guy is older, he's slower. Just outbox him. Just outpoint him.
I just think he's going to overcompensate. He's going to try to make sure he secures that fight with Bivol. I think he's trying to prove a point because there's some animosity between the two boxers with Triple G and Canelo, and I really think Canelo that last fight exposed him a little bit, and I think Triple G might have seen some weaknesses there, and I just have a feeling about it. Like, it's hard to beat someone 3 times. Exactly. Just like being in a playoff series in any sport, it's hard to beat someone multiple times, and I just don't see it happening this time.
Yeah, I don't know. I can understand that.
Yeah,
I can understand where you're coming from, Cole, but I just think I think Canelo is the superior boxer, period. And I know Gennady Golovkin has a better record. He's 42-1-1.
Yeah.
But I just think Canelo is his nemesis. I think Canelo,
I think it's mental.
they fought in the amateurs. They're very familiar with each other. I don't see Triple G doing anything. And I've watched Triple G his last couple of fights. He's looked good, but I don't see him doing anything to kind of take Canelo to that next level. Yeah. Remember, and if you look at Canelo Alvarez, the 2 losses that he has a draw with Triple G, he has a loss to Bivol, he has a loss to Floyd. Canelo Alvarez does not do well with boxers. I don't see Triple G outboxing him. Yeah. And I think that's the only way you beat Canelo is you outbox him. If you watch that Floyd fight, especially the first Floyd fight,
it was close.
Nah, it wasn't close at all. It was not close at all. In fact,
only the first couple.
In fact, I go out on a limb and say this. I feel like Canelo Alvarez, if he hasn't, and this people gonna find this offensive, but I feel like Canelo Alvarez should give Floyd Mayweather a check. Simply because I feel like, first of all, and this is a reason why he's on my pound for pound list. I'm gonna tell you about Canelo Alvarez. When he fought Floyd Mayweather, he was young. A lot of people said, boxing purists said, why would you fight this guy right now? You young, you're not ready. I got to give Canelo Alvarez and his camp a lot of credit because a lot of guys wouldn't take that fight to preserve that record. Right. And that's one thing I give Canelo. He will go out and fight the best. But I think what Floyd did for him, Floyd exposed him and Floyd showed him that you're good, but you're not great. If you watch that fight, I got 10-2. I don't know about you, Cole. Did you see that fight with Floyd?
Yeah, I saw the fight.
He outclassed him. It wasn't even close.
He beat him up.
Well, I mean, I can't even say he beat him up. I just said he outboxed him because, again, Floyd came in at I think they fought at 151. Floyd came in at 151, 154. Canelo bloomed up to like 185, so he couldn't catch him. You know, and people were saying that, you know, people that was for Canelo was saying that, well, if he catch him with a power punch, I'm like, listen, you don't catch Floyd.
You're not gonna catch
Floyd. Exactly. Yeah, so I think Floyd Mayweather advanced his career because it was clearly an outcast. Sure. Yeah, for sure. It was an outbox. Sure. It was an outclass. And so if you watch the Bivol fight, now he went up to fight Bivol at 175, the light heavyweight division. Yeah, it was just like Floyd in the sense that, and Bivol is bigger. You know, he's 175 pounds, and I want to say Canelo probably came in probably at 168 or 170, maybe 174 in that range. But Bivol bloomed up to about 200, and even then, Bivol with his skills, which why it's like if I was Canelo, I wouldn't have took that fight. But he's a skilled fighter like Floyd. He outboxed him too, and I don't even know Bivol wasn't even going for the knockout. It's just the way you beat Canelo Alvarez is you outskill him, you outbox him. You're not gonna knock him out. He got a hell of a chin. I've never seen him dazed. I've seen him take big shots and eat big shots. So that's why I say I'm going with him, because even though I know Triple G is dangerous, Triple G has not shown me, just with Canelo now, because Triple G has knocked out a lot of people.
See, and I think it's more mental for Triple G.
And it could be.
The fact that in his head, he just feels as though he can't beat him, but it's more of just having to finally beat him for his mental state. I don't think he's just got to the mental part of conquering that feat yet, for me.
And again, I say this, and I'm gonna let you go, Cole. I don't mean to cut you off, but I think in boxing, to me, what even makes me watch this fight on Saturday night is the thing about boxing. What I love about this trilogy between Triple G and Canelo Alvarez is I think that Canelo Alvarez is Triple G's nemesis. Yeah. You know, and it's questionable, like I said, if you're a Canelo fan, that some people say he won those both fights. So I just think that Triple G, as much power as he's had, and he's 42-1-1. That one draws to Canelo, that one losses to Canelo. He's got 30. He's got 37 KOs. He's got 37 KOs out of 42 fights, and the one guy he couldn't knock out is Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's other guys that he's fought that he's knocked down, But we all know from the beginning that Triple G had power.
Yeah.
Third fight, if he ain't knocked him out in the first 2 fights, and I just don't think, and I don't see him outboxing Canelo.
So do you see it going to? So do you see it going to full 12?
Yes.
Yes. It's gonna have to.
Yeah.
If Canelo don't get the knockout early, if Canelo don't get the knockout before 6 or 7, it's gonna go to full weight.
Yeah.
Okay. He's too old to have to carry that much momentum and power that long for me against a Triple G. Because like Bake say, if he gonna have to box him or outbox him, that takes that mental. That takes more mental than physical to outbox somebody who you've been boxing for so long.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that's gonna transfer into the later rounds. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, to be honest, I think if it gets to 10 and Canelo goes after him aggressively too early, I think if Triple G has been studying the last few fights, I think if he holds that momentum and let it carry him to the whole 12, he might have a chance. But I think it's gonna come down to them last 4 or 5 rounds.
So here's my question: If Triple G wins, what does that mean for Canelo?
You need to go home.
Well, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked that because I wanted to ask for both men, but I'll give you my opinion on that. If Canelo loses, I don't think he's out of the game. He could be out of the game, but it all depends on how he looks too in that fight.
Okay.
If he gets outclassed, if he gets knocked out, which I doubt, maybe retirement, but you got to remember this. He is still one of the greatest fighters of this generation.
Yeah.
He's not looking bad. He's only lost to 2 superior technicians.
That's the thing.
If he loses, the only thing I could see now, it would be devastating to him on the individual level because he would lose all the belts for super middleweight. But
that's a huge mental loss.
It is. But knowing what I think I know about him, he's a seasoned fighter. He's got good people watching out from him. He could come back from that. Now, who he fights after that would be the question, because then,
he's out of the question for Bivol.
Exactly.
All the way out.
Exactly. If he loses that fight, then the Bivol fight is. I'm not gonna say he's out of it, but it'll be Bivol's terms. I think it's gonna be on Bivol's terms anyway.
Regardless.
Yeah.
But I think Bivol says,
you're gonna have to fight somebody.
You have to fight somebody else.
Too much wear and tear.
Exactly. And Bivol, you got to remember this. Bivol is at the 175-pound division. In that division, there's a monster there, Arthur Beterbiev, who's 19-0 in the 175-pound super lightweight, 19-0 with 100% knockout rate. Better than Tanks. We're going to get to that.
That's a fact.
But Arthur Beterbiev.
And I just found out about him.
Yes, Arthur Beterbiev is the WBC, WBO, and IBF champion. The only other belt in that division is Bivol. So if Canelo loses, he's out of the Bivol contest, like JT said. I think Bivol's got a fight coming up too. He's got a tough fight coming up. I think if he wins that, he's going to either try to undispute with Beterbiev. If Beterbiev wins his fight, which I think he will. So I think Canelo is out of it. The only other place I could see Canelo going, and which it may happen now, will be back down to middleweight. And that's where Gennady is at 160. But it could possibly be a Jamal Charlo fight, because Jamal Charlo is at the 160-pound middleweight division. He's got a WBC. Canelo would never give him a fight because Canelo felt like that Charlo brother doesn't have an impressive resume. But if he loses and he decides to fight,
he's gonna have to fight him.
He's either gonna have to fight Charlo, and that's gonna be on Charlo's terms probably. Charlo's gonna probably want that in Houston, where he's from. Charlo's gonna probably dictate the glove limit, all of that. So if Canelo loses, he can come back, but he's gonna find himself in a position where he's never been. Right. Now, I still think he'll be a big pay-per-view star because of the Mexican following, and you can't deny his accomplishments. But the negotiating power leaves. I think he has to go back if he wants to fight and regain everything. He has to go back. He's probably gonna have to fight Charlo. He might even have to fight a Laura or anybody like that. But I think it brings him, it takes him out of what he is in now as far as his negotiating power. If Triple G loses, I think it's retirement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's retirement. I think Canelo is the pinnacle for him. Now, if he beats Canelo, you know, his whole thing is now he'll have all the belts at 168.
So he'll have the turn.
Right. And I think he jumps into that Bivol and Beterbiev tournament if that happens at light heavyweight, because there's nothing else for him to do at 168 unless he wants to go against Benavidez, unless he wants to fight a Charlo.
Even if he does win, it's still gonna be on the look of the win.
Right. You know it depends on how it looks. For either one, I think for, like I said, Gennady, it's retirement. Unless he just wants to hang around for money, which I don't think he needs. But if he wins, it's his big, you know, to everybody. Everybody thought I was old. Everybody thought this guy was better than me. I've been telling y'all I'm better than him. And then I think he jumps up to light heavyweight to maybe take on them guys or possibly get a belt at 175.
Yeah. If Canelo wins, man, I also think that even if he does win, he has to win impressively. So that's why I was going with your point, even though you was going like against it almost, but the fact that he has so much on the line and he has to win impressively, which is why I have to say that he has to go into it with the mindset of a knockout if he wants to get on those next cards. If he wants to advance himself, he gonna have to have an impressive win. It can't be an outbox. It definitely can't be up to the cards. It definitely, I don't care how he fights, but if it goes that full 12 and it's not somewhat lopsided, I think it's gonna look bad on him. For me. So I think that he gonna have to win in an impressive fashion. If it's an outbox situation, it's gonna have to be a unbalanced, you know, scorecard. That's for me. Now, if Triple G loses, also another thing is if Canelo loses to Triple G, having to already lost to only the best fighters is not only gonna make it look as if Triple G should be in that category, but it's gonna also diminish the respect level for the people he's already lost to. Like you can't lose to the people he lost to and then turn around and lose to a Triple G. That's gonna totally diminish all his stuff. That's for me. So I think if he has to win in an impressive fashion, because even if he wins, if it's not impressive, it's a loss for Canelo.
So what you think, Cole? I think whoever loses ends up becoming a jag, like Charles Barkley would say, just another guy. And I think that's what's going to happen to whoever loses this fight.
I'm going to have to agree.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I slightly disagree with y'all. I mean,
because
I don't.
Canelo can't lose this one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay for another Canelo fight if he loses.
Well, see, here's the thing. Again, yeah, it's gonna be devastating for both of them. I think it's automatic retirement for Triple G, because I think if he doesn't get past this is a milestone for him. I think he automatically retires because nobody else is gonna fight him. I mean, Charlo's not gonna fight him if he wants to fight Charlo. You know, he's not going to be able to move up to 175. There's nobody else at 175 that will fight him. Beterbiev won't fight him. Bivol won't fight him. But I don't know if Canelo, now it will be devastating. Now, let me say this about Canelo too. I don't think it forces Canelo into retirement, but I can agree with JT somewhat on this level. I think for the Mexican fans, I think it's a big disappointment. And it also ends the debate. You know, if you talk to some Mexican fans that are really into boxing, there's two people they talk about in terms of respect: Julio Cesar Chavez and Canelo Alvarez. Now, a lot of the Mexican population think that Julio Cesar Chavez is superior simply because of how he fought and how all out he would go. I know when I talked to a couple of Mexican fans, this last fight with Bivol, if you watch that fight in the later rounds, Canelo cruised. And to a lot of the Mexican population, They don't respect that. He kind of cruised in the sense that, well, I'm just gonna leave it. It kind of looked like he was saying he was gonna leave it up to the judges.
So is that's almost saying that he probably could have won.
I'm not saying it. No. I'm saying when he was obviously losing.
Okay.
And for the Mexican style, the Mexican fighters,
he
didn't go all out.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of times when people use the Mexican style fighting, that means you go all out. You stand in front. Right. And so he cruised and he lost a lot of respect in terms of, you know, the Mexican people.
They like to brawl.
They like to brawl. They like for you to leave it all out. You know what I'm saying? Even Oscar lost his because he got too cute when he was fighting. Oscar, whatchamacallit?
De La Hoya.
De La Hoya, yeah.
De La Hoya.
And so I think if he loses this fight, it's going to be clear to them, you know, and he's got a big Mexican following, but he's not going to be that guy.
He's not going to be the respect.
Exactly. Now, again, I don't think it automatically means retirement. I don't think it's that bad for Canelo just based on all of what he's done. I mean, you can't take away what he's done. He's got belts in multiple divisions, multiple time champions, and he's moved up. Like I say, I put him in the same class as Roy because Roy moved up. Roy moved up so many divisions and fought so many people and won.
He wasn't supposed to either.
Right, exactly. All the way from middleweight, all the way up to heavyweight. You see what I'm saying? And not many people can do that. Canelo has done it. Canelo has gotten a belt at 175. He beat Kovalev one time, which is why I don't understand why he would go back up and fight fight Bivol. But
still have it? Or did he lose
he lost it. He vacated it. He vacated it. He gave it up. Came back down, and then this time when he went back up to fight Bivol, he wanted to try to get another light heavyweight belt. I personally wouldn't have done it, but that's why I respect him because in a sense, I want to make history. I want to make it, I can go up and down weight classes. So, I mean, that's how I feel about it. I just don't, I don't think it means retirement for Canelo, but it's definitely humiliation. It's definitely, you off the high horse.
Yeah.
You still might be the pay-per-view star, but you still not that guy.
Without that following.
Yeah. But, I will see. I got Canelo by decision. Sounds like you think Canelo
by
knockout, and you think Triple G is by decision, Cole?
I'm gonna make a bold prediction, man. Triple G in the 11th round, man.
Knockout.
11th round.
Wow. Okay.
But definitely a win.
I really think you on some underdog.
Yeah,
for real.
I'm curious
knockout
the next now.
On the third fight.
Knockout in the 11th round, but definitely a win, even if it's not a knockout.
Okay,
definitely
so you got knockout or win by Triple G. Okay, that's fair.
That's interesting.
That's fair. Well, I mean, we gotta have the other side, With that being said, let's move to the next. Well, to me, in opinion, there's no contract yet, but there's been heavy rumors, especially from the Mayweather, TMT, Al Heyman, PBC side, that a deal is being worked out between Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia for December.
Can you say that one more time?
Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia for December. Now, there is no official contract signed yet. Okay. But December 2022, which is in the past, has been Tank's date. Tank owns December as far as pay-per-view. So I'm pretty sure, even though I'm going to ask this question, I think we all agree. And of course, I know you two think that Tank is going to win.
Hands down.
But my question to you, and I've asked you this, Cole, and then JT, you can chime on this. I still don't understand. I don't understand why Tank is taking this fight. And the reason why, and y'all know why, this don't make sense to me. And the reason
Mayweather
why
did not want him, right?
Huh?
Mayweather didn't want him to take this fight before and previously, right?
No, he didn't. But here's the thing I don't understand. I'm going to let y'all spin on this, okay? I still can't get past this. You 27 years old, okay? And this is why he not on my pound for pound list. Yes, I'm saying it, yes. And I will give you my list, and I will tell you why. In fact,
Put in that water over there.
Okay. I'm gonna give you my logic. Let me tell you why.
No, let's stick to.
We're gonna stick to we're gonna stick to it. But here's the thing: what do you gain? Both of y'all tell me this, and then I'm gonna ask y'all another question. What does Tank gain from knocking out Ryan Garcia? Because we know he is. Money. Okay, so money. But what does that do as far as his legacy? And here's the problem I have. Hold on, let me finish saying this. You're going to knock this guy out. Everybody know you're going to knock this guy out. You fighting this guy for money, okay? The money that you getting is the money you're going to always get. You're not going to get no bigger check than what it is, okay? Number two, you sitting here 27-0 with 25 knockouts. You got this regular Mickey Mouse belt, regular champion at lightweight, 135 pounds. And you got this dude who's 23 years old, undisputed in your division. But you want to fight Ryan Garcia because you know you're going to beat Ryan Garcia. But this dude over here calling you out, and he the champion. But you don't want to fight him. Now, before y'all say it's Mayweather, they trying to wait. You know how Mayweather do. They going to let it build up so the hype can build up. Listen, dude, I'm not even hearing that. Tank 27 years old. His prime finna be done soon. Whether y'all want to admit it or not, you got another dude sitting in your backyard. Las Vegas. You from Baltimore, but you go to Las Vegas because that's where Floyd wants you to train. Leonard Ellaby, your coach from Baltimore that's on the wire. Shout out. But you're going to fight Ryan Garcia, a fight that you know you're going to win. Okay? Why you not fighting Devin Haney? Devin Haney then called you out. Devin Haney got all 5 belts in your division. And y'all sit up here and tell me about money. And see, this is why he's not on my pound for pound list. You name me one champion he beat in the last 5 fights. When Devin Haney just came back from Australia and beat a champion for the belts. I just want y'all to be logical, man. I know he y'all favorite fighter. Boots Ennis is my favorite fighter from Philadelphia right now. But he not pound for pound because he ain't doing nothing pound for pound. Tank ain't doing nothing pound for pound. He fighting dudes that he know he can win. And all Tank, with all the power y'all say he got, he is a pay-per-view star, probably under Canelo, maybe under Canelo, only Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
Why you fighting Ryan Garcia other than the payday? What does that do for your pound for pound, your legacy? Y'all both gonna tell me for the money. Okay, cool, the money, I get it. But the money that Tank finna get in December is the money he gonna get all the time. Why not fight the champion who has called you out, who is younger than you the power puncher, you the knockout machine? Why not fight him? You know why you don't fight him? Because he know it's a chance he could lose. But y'all tell me, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go first.
Y'all tell me. Because he ain't doing no pound for pound for me. Because let me tell you something. I can go through my list, and let me tell you why he ain't on my pound for pound list. I'm going to let you spin, Cole. I'm going to let y'all spin. Bud Crawford, 3 different divisions. Undisputed, number 1. Undisputed a division. Number 2, Alexander Usyk, undisputed cruiserweight. Currently holds 3 belts in the heavyweight division. Number 3, Canelo Alvarez. We just spoke about that. Undisputed. 3 or 4 different time champion. Number 4, Devin Haney. Need I say more? 23 years old, 28, 30-0, all 5 belts. Number 5, Jermell Charlo, 1 loss, undisputed, 154. Shakur Stevenson, 2 belts in 1 division, getting ready to unify again. 2-time champions in different divisions. Tank, 27-0, 1 regular belt. In fact, I'm gonna put Beterbiev in front of him, 18-0, 100% knockout with 3 belts at 175. Don't talk to me about no Tank. Tank ain't doing nothing pound for pound. If we talking about accomplishments, fellas, not favorite fighters, I just want y'all to be logical.
No, I can't argue if you're gonna say pound for pound. I actually think you left Fury out because I think Fury.
But I don't put heavyweights on my pound for pound.
All right, that's
Fury,
fair.
of course.
That's fair.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Why is
But-
he fighting Ryan? That
but
ain't pound for pound stuff.
But Ryan isn't he isn't no scrub. Don't think he's a scrub. There's a possibility he could lose to Garcia. There's a possibility he could lose to
I
Garcia.
just want y'all to be
wait,
logical.
Wait.
Man.
See, I
I'm not saying he
thought I was
will.
gonna
I'm not
rock
saying he
with him
will.
until you started off wrong, bro.
Go
I
ahead,
will say
go
this.
ahead.
I will say this. I think Garcia is quicker than Tank, but Tank is more powerful. I think
Cole, we know that Tank finna knock him out, right? I'm not even a Tank fan, and I know that.
But I
That's
just
what
don't
I'm
want-
saying.
I just don't want you to
possibly
take away
beat
from-
Tank.
I just no. I'm not saying he could possibly beat Tank. I'm just saying I don't want you to take away from Tank by diminishing Garcia. You get what I'm
You right.
saying?
I understand that.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. I think Tank will win.
But
I
we
wouldn't
know he gonna win. That's what I'm saying. We know he
Yeah.
gonna win. Why take that fight? I don't understand that.
It's
Why take that fight?
a warm up. It's a warm up. And it's for the money too. You gotta understand the money's there. You gotta take it. It's not always gonna be there.
The
It's not
money is
always
gonna.
be there.
He is a pay-per-view star. The money is gonna always be
Mhm.
there. Whoever he fights, he's gonna sell out an arena. He's gonna get
So
the
what's the
bigger
difference
half
of
of the
taking
check.
it now and then taking it later?
But I'm saying though, you fighting somebody that you know you're gonna beat.
He feels that way about everybody.
No, he don't. Because why he won't fight Haney?
Okay, let me ask you this.
Why he won't fight
Cole,
Haney?
Will you finish?
I'm finished.
I'm gonna
I'll
let
let
you
you
go
in.
first.
I'll let you go in.
Okay. First, let me ask this. Who else in his division is there other than Haney?
What you mean?
Name it. Give me four more.
It doesn't
No,
matter.
I'm asking. Wait. That ain't fair. Ask some questions, sir.
Nobody else.
All right. Okay. So if that's the case, we can't say, okay, if they fight, who's gonna be after that? If let's just say he wins,
Okay.
hypothetically, if he beats Haney,
Okay.
what's gonna be the argument after that? There's
Okay.
nobody else in this division that's fucking with him.
Okay, but here's what you need to understand. That's what I'm saying. See, this is the problem with boxing. When this is what you do, and I'm gonna go back to this, and I told you this too, Cole. Here is the pattern of boxing. You come in, you a prospect, then you become a contender, you become a champion, you undispute, just like what Bud Crawford do. When you clean out the division, you go to the next division and you clean that division out. That's what you do. You got a big dog in your division. You're not even the man in your division. You got another dude over here calling you out, saying, I will fight you, dude. Whatever. If you want to fight in Vegas, you the big draw. You the man. You over there in the TMT, Al
If that's
Haymon.
the case,
Go get all the belts.
If-
Go get the belts. Because
Okay.
you know what? You don't have a real belt.
but
All you
just
doing
said-
is fighting. All you doing is telling people and fighting because Floyd got you on there. Yeah, I'm getting a payday. I'm getting a pay. Okay, that's cool. You getting a payday. But
you
I'm
just
talking about
said
legacy.
But
If
what's-
you whooping everybody like y'all say he
dropping
is,
them.
okay, dropping them. You
Mhm.
dropping them. Is a man. That's what I'm saying. Better be in the light heavyweight division has made it clear. I got all three belts.
But
I'm
you
waiting
keep
for
talking
you.
about a different division.
no,
Let's
no,
just
no,
talk
no,
about his division.
We talking about the division. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Y'all can't sit up here and tell me y'all support Bud Crawford. You support Bud Crawford because you know what Bud Crawford did? Bud Crawford started off at 135. He conquered that.
Mhm.
He went to 140, took all the belts, conquered that. Now he at 147 trying to take all the belts. If you the man in that division, beat the man that beat the man. George Kambosos beat T.O. Devin Haney fought George Kambosos, beat George Kambosos, took the belts. Haney ain't running from a fight. Haney beat the man that beat the man. So I'm asking Tank and all you Tank supporters, ain't nothing else for you to do. You undefeated. You knocked out 25 people, correct? Y'all Tank
Correct.
fans, right?
Correct.
27.
However-
Okay, but what else? But here's the thing. What else is it for you to do? Why are you ducking the man who beat the man?
He's not
It's-
ducking
it's
this
Then
dude.
fight him.
Have
Ducking
you
him.
ever
He's not ducking
have
him.
you ever heard Tank say I don't want to fight him?
Yeah, he ain't saying nothing.
So but wait, so why you keep saying that Tank is saying he don't want to fight him? He's
Because
not
the
saying
man,
that.
because the man who beat the man, who got all the belts, has called you out. In fact, I give you another one. Shout out, Rap A Lot Records, Jay Prince. Shakur Stevenson said, "I'll fight you, Tank." And Shakur Stevenson is in a whole nother division and saying, Shakur Stevenson is saying,
he's still
hold
just
on.
talking.
Yeah,
He's just talking.
but Tank ain't said nothing. And here's the thing.
But you know
and y'all
what?
can't argue with this.
But
Hold
you
on, I'm
know
gonna let you talk. Y'all can't argue with this. The fight is going down between Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia because Tank said he wanted it.
Oh,
Ryan been crying for this fight. Am I right, Cole?
Ever since he knocked out the last
But-
motherfucker.
Okay. So why not? Okay.
When he knocked out the last person, let me say this. When he knocked out the last dude, that's when Ryan Garcia started talking noise. So while Ryan Garcia was talking noise, Haney was trying to get his fight together in Australia. They was holding his daddy back and everything. Tank had already dropped the dude. So Tank is already off one fight. Ryan Garcia started pumping. So he had to accept that dude challenge first.
So what is Tank waiting on?
He had to wait.
But you gotta see.
He accepted the Garcia challenge
For what?
because he was next up.
He not next up.
Devin Haney still had to fight for that belt in Australia when he accepted that, when he took that challenge from Ryan Garcia,
He
bro.
been calling out Tank before that fight.
But you
It's
know
been
why though?
numerous of fighters calling
But
out
you know
Tank.
why though? Do you know why though? Because
He got
he's the
that
come up.
bag.
Tank is the come up. Everyone
No,
wants to
Tank. That's what I'm saying. Y'all keep
Come on.
talking about money though.
That's
That's
what
what I'm
it's
saying.
about,
No,
babe.
it's not
He-
about money.
who's
That's what
his
I'm saying.
promoter?
That's the
Who's his
problem.
promoter?
That's why
Who's his
people
promoter?
don't. That's why people don't have Tank in that conversation for pound.
Well, if
He not
anybody
beating no
knows-
champions.
If
He not
anybody
fighting
knows
no
boxing,
real. He not fighting no real boxers. Yeah, he got the bag. Of
but
course,
if
he got the
anybody
bag.
knows boxing, they know it's not up to Tank, bro. It's up to the people that's over
No.
Tank that's putting the
Tank
fights together.
just said, "I'll fight him." Tank, y'all just sit here and told
yeah, he
me.
said that. Tank said he'll fight anybody.
So okay, then. Okay, so then. All right, let's go. Let's
It's
go.
still behind
okay.
the scenes, bro.
Okay, all right, Cole. Let's go with that. Let's go behind the scenes then. Let's talk about behind the scenes.
We'll have to talk about them,
Okay,
not the
let's-
fighters.
Okay, let's
We'll
talk.
talk about Devin Haney's
okay,
daddy
okay,
and Al Heyman. them.
Okay, let's talk about Al Heyman and let's talk about the Mayweather money machine, right? Okay,
Mhm.
so let me ask y'all this. Was Tank threatening to leave Mayweather?
Yes, because
Okay.
he's sick of these old
Mhm.
bullshit ass fights.
Okay, that's proving my point. So here's my thing, Tank. If you really about that life and you know Floyd and Al Heyman ain't giving you these fights, why would you go back?
It's a contract
No,
involved.
no. See, that's what I'm saying. See, y'all making excuses.
It's not a
Y'all
contract
making it-
involved.
He didn't have to go back. He signed another contract. That's my point. If you wanted Devin Haney, if you wanted to go fight big dogs, why you sign back with him?
Because
you ain't have to sign back with
Because
him.
if he don't sign, he doesn't have a Devin Haney Sr. in his corner to
No,
hold that shit
no,
down
yes,
like
he
that.
do.
No,
Yes,
he
he do.
don't, bro.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
No, he
Y'all
don't.
can't
He don't
have it.
have that back.
You can't have it both ways. You sitting up here telling me that he's the #1 guy with the bag. You don't need Floyd. And let me tell you why you don't need Floyd. And answer this question for me. Who else is over there at the money team as far as fighters? I'll wait. Y'all tell me. Who? Name me a fighter on Mayweather's team.
Hmm.
Exactly.
I had
You
to
know
look
why?
that
Hold
up.
on. You know why you can't name a fighter over there? Because it ain't no fighters over there. The only fighter over there is Tank, right? Right?
No, he got some
Mhm.
fighters.
Okay,
man.
well,
He got
you
some
name
fighters.
me. Somebody tell me. Somebody
Man,
tell me.
we
Cole,
don't-
you tell me.
We don't know the underscores.
Right,
We
right.
don't know
Okay,
the people that
but
ride
I-
the bench on the Rockets, bro.
Okay, but no. I'm gonna tell you though. I'm gonna tell you this. Because this is what I'm talking about.
When you have
That-
a Michael Jordan on your team, bro, it's hard to see a Scottie Pippen, bro.
It ain't no Scottie Pippen. That's my point. It ain't no Scottie Pippens on the money team. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. It ain't no squad over there. Neither one of y'all can name another fighter on the money team. Now, y'all can name fighters
That's
off of
because-
Pete. Hold on.
Because I'm biased, bro.
No. Let me tell you something, man. Here's another comparison. Top rank. Shakur Stevens, Devin Haney. Okay. Gerard Miller. You got Big Baby, the other Gerard, the youngster that's doing things.
Mhm.
Better be. You got fighters in Top rank. You know why?
Because they don't let their team
because-
dictate everything.
No, because Top rank lets their fighters fight Top rank.
And that's what Floyd them are
Okay.
not with Top rank, bro.
I know, but that's my
That's
point.
what makes the politics
That's my
work.
point.
That's
But
what the
but it's
fight's not
not
happening.
politics because Tank had the opportunity to get those big fights if he would have left.
If he would have left the bag. bro. Ain't
That's what-
nobody just ready to leave that bag if you don't have the proper things in place. You're not gonna quit a job if you don't have
Yes.
another job lined up.
You do, but that's what I'm saying. You can't sit here and tell me he's the biggest fighter in boxing as far as pay-per-view. Y'all both just said that,
Yes,
right?
He's the biggest
Right.
boxer, but
And
he
it- but
doesn't-
it's
he
not
still-
'cause of-
you still need a team, baby.
But it's not because of the money team. It's because, according to y'all, Tank fans, because he knocking everybody out, right?
But you have to have the team
No,
behind
No,
you.
no,
You're
Cole.
not gonna leave a job,
No.
bro, and go start your own job if your own job is not ready to be where that job is or better.
Okay, I'll give
You're
you
not
another
gonna
one.
leave that
Okay.
type of machine.
All right. If it's such a machine, then
Oh.
why is all the Cole? You answer this for me, and I'm gonna let you talk. If it's such a machine, why is all the money team fighters left?
Because he's only supporting Tank right now. Because everybody feels like he's focused on Tank.
I'm talking about prior to Tank. He can't keep fighters. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. He can't keep fighters because they're not fighting the big fights. Everybody going to Top Rank. Everybody going to Jay Prince. You know why? Because Jay Prince know how to put people in positions with Top Rank. Have you ever heard of Jay Prince being with the money team? No. Because at the end of the day,
He already had
everybody,
him.
no. Jay Prince can do business with anybody he wants. He's got all his fighters at Top Rank right now. It's no secret why they
He
at Top
taught
Rank.
Floyd though.
But
That's who Floyd get his game
and that's
from.
what I'm trying to get you to
Prince
understand.
can't mess around in that.
But that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. And Cole, I'm gonna bring you in on this. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Floyd as a fighter is great. Floyd as an entrepreneur is great. But Floyd as a promoter is not great. Name me another fight on TNT.
As a
Name me-
promoter.
is-
Okay, are
name
we
me
talking
a-
about fights or the bag? Because as far as a promoter,
You
he's the
missing
best
a-
in the business.
No. Who has he promoted other than Tank? Jason, tell me. You sitting up here telling me about the bag. Devin Haney grew up in Las Vegas. He trained with-
fought them.
he trained with-
Floyd
So why is he not with the money
because
team?
he wants his own beat. It's the same reason why
Because he
independent artists
knows-
don't go to the machine
Because he knows if he wants the big fights, it's to go to Top Rank.
that's right.
If he was at
But if
TNT,
is bag or fight.
no, it's not.
bag
That's
or
what I'm
fight.
saying. No,
So-
Devin Haney is still getting the bag and he getting
He
the
is,
belts.
but he's not getting that type of bag.
What you mean? What are we talking? What are you talking about? He got 5 belts. How he don't have a bag?
I didn't say he has a bag. He don't have a bag. I'm saying the bag off of the pay-per-views and things of that nature.
Listen, man. Listen. Y'all
I
want to sit up
understand
here
what
and
you're
tell
saying
me.
as
Y'all
a
want to sit up.
boxer,
No,
but
no,
to
no,
me,
no.
you're speaking as like an artist. You're speaking
Listen,
from an artist.
but here's
standpoint.
the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the point. Tank is a big draw. Y'all both agree,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. It's not because of Mayweather Promotions. Because if that's the case, it would be other boxers over there, other big time boxers. Devin Haney grew up in Vegas. He didn't sign with the money team. Shakur Stevenson was mentored by Floyd. He didn't sign it. He was in an interview saying, "No, I'm not going over there because I'm not gonna get what I want over there."
And he got
Tank is a
James
bigger draw.
Prince.
Listen to me. Tank
Shakur
is
has
a
Prince,
yeah.
bro.
He went to Prince, but he had an offer from Floyd first. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Floyd approached him and he understood the game.
I think if Prince would have approached Tank, he would have went with Prince too.
No. You missing the
I
point.
think you have to
No.
go with one of those two,
No,
bro.
listen, I'm telling y'all. Y'all just said it, man.
I did.
Y'all just said it. Tank is the one holding the cards. Tank did not have to sign back. He can get his own bag. When Tank fights, he's established enough right now as a pay-per-view star. Wherever Tank fights, it ain't got nothing to do with Mayweather. It's Tank. You just said it. He said it. It's Tank. Nobody is going to a Floyd Tank fight trying to see Floyd like that. They trying to see Tank.
But Floyd put it together.
No, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Floyd is not a good promoter like that. I'm telling you, if he did, name me somebody else in the stable that he's promoting well.
Well, if it wasn't for Floyd, how would
Adrian
we
Playtime
know
Benton?
how Tank got his shine because Floyd put him in that position. We wasn't knowing how he was knocking these little niggas out until Floyd put him on that big stage, bro.
But that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. We understand that we understand this. We all three of us sit on this podcast and we sit here and tell everybody that we love Tank because we know somebody gonna get dropped, right? That has nothing to do with Floyd because he hadn't been on the big stage yet. He hasn't fought a bona fide world champion yet. That's why I'm saying I can't. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. I know he's great, but let me explain something to you about boxing. We only know you great when you beat the greats.
But we wouldn't even know about a Tank until they brought Tank to Bronner, brought Tank to Floyd.
Right.
Because when he was with Bronner couldn't do nothing with him. We didn't even know nothing about him.
So tell me one thing, because he has not put him on a big stage. Tell me one thing that Floyd has done for Tank that Tank couldn't do with Top Rank.
What you mean?
Tell me something that Floyd is doing exceptional with Tank that Tank couldn't get at Top Rank.
A team, bro.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. What does that mean? What does that translate? You're not telling me nothing. You telling me a team.
The name.
The name doesn't mean that much because I'm trying. The name means because of Floyd.
Mayweather promotion.
Right.
Bro.
And
that comes with a lot
Jason,
of shit.
No, it doesn't. Because if it was, why aren't fighters that Floyd was mentoring? Why aren't nobody over there? It's the proof in the pudding. Everybody that's been over there that's been worth a name, Ishe Smith, all the way back to the days, Badu Jack is gone. All them guys, Jay Leon, the first TMT, everybody left.
Because they weren't a draw. They weren't a
No, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Why? It's simple, man. Y'all making it hard. Everybody is with either Matchroom with Eddie Hearn or Top Rank. Because those guys understand that they're going to be set up in fights that make them great. I'm telling you, if Tank was on a different stage, a different company, if he was with Top Rank, right now we would know because the fight would have took place between him and Haney. The fight would take place between him and Shakur Stevenson. He's not fighting those guys because his team. And the thing is, that's what I'm telling y'all with Tank. Here's the thing. If he wanted that big fight and he knows Floyd is not going to give him that big fight right now, he had the opportunity to leave. And it's been documented that him and Devin have already sparred and he got tired at the TMT gym. So that's what I'm saying. I understand. This is my whole thing. It's simple. It's simple, man.
I want to hear what
my whole thing is that I think that Mayweather is a brilliant strategist and branding person when it comes to branding someone. And I think he was.
Okay, who is he branding?
Hold on. You said it yourself that he sparred with Haney, didn't do well. You think Mayweather sees that and says, "Hey, I'm gonna put him in the ring with Haney right now. You my moneymaker on my team right now." Who Mayweather has is Rolando Romero.
And he got knocked through the ropes by Tank. He fell through the ropes.
Angel Chinito Leo.
Yeah, who is that?
That's what I'm saying. But he knows who's his marketing tool right now. And the only way he can keep that marketing tool so he could recruit other boxers is to make sure he keeps it clean. So to make sure he keeps it clean, he builds his boxing.
But to me, and that's the problem with boxing. That's why UFC is taking over. That sounds like protection talk to me. It's protection talk. Because here's the thing. And you know what, Cole? I would agree with you if Tank was 23, if he was 25, he 27. Devin Haney 23, Shakur Stevenson 25. They can afford to wait. They can afford to duck people. He's 27. What other big fights are out there for him? He'll get a big fight if he fights a big-time champion and beat him, just like y'all Tank fans think he will. If he beats Devin Haney, if he beats a Shakur Stevenson, if he beats a Keyshawn Davis, if he beats somebody, I'm not going to even say Keyshawn because Keyshawn is coming up, but if he beats a champion, a solidified champion, there's no limit. Floyd don't even have to promote him. Because I'm telling you, that's what's missing on his resume. I just read you all the resumes. Like, he doesn't have a belt. All he's got is a knockout draw. Fight a champion. He's not doing pound for pound stuff. All these other guys I just read you, multiple belt holders, different division champions, cleaning out the division. But Tank fighting Ryan, Tank is going to destroy Ryan Garcia. Can we all agree to that?
I can agree to that.
He shouldn't even be in the gym with Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia Please. Why? For what? What do you gain? You gonna get the bag. If you fight Ryan Garcia, you fight Devin Haney, you gonna get a bag because you the pay-per-view draw. Floyd is not getting that money for you. You getting that money. That's what I don't even understand. And let me tell you another thing about Floyd. Probably the greatest champion of all time, even though I have my different reasons. He's one of the greats, not the great to me, but we'll get to that another time.
Mm-hmm.
Great entrepreneur, great businessman. But as a promoter, answer this question for me. When Tank was having a fight, this is why if I was Tank's team, I wouldn't sign back with him.
Mm-hmm.
When Tank was having a fight, as a promoter, Floyd, why would you fight the weekend before I fight? In an exhibition that everybody knows you're going to win. I get it. It's a business move because y'all going to say it's a business move. He able to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you my promoter. Why are you fighting the weekend before I fight?
It's the weekend before, bro.
Okay, but you're supposed to be promoting me. If I'm promoting you and I'm retired or I've already had my days of glory, I'm just telling you my promoter.
Because he still has a team behind them, baby.
What is this team you talking about? I don't understand this team.
But I get where you're coming from because
but again, let me just say
more
this.
Visibility. It's bringing more visibility to
I'll
his
give
team.
you that.
But here's the thing. You're taking money out of my pocket.
How was the weekend before?
Yes.
How's that taking money out?
Because people are going to watch you because you were great.
They're going to watch me the next weekend.
No. You're supposed to be promoting me.
I could promote you at my fight. He was doing that the whole fight. At his exhibition, he was promoting the Tank fight.
While you collecting your bag, you taking my shine.
No, baby.
You promoting. Do you see any other promoters fighting the weekend before their fighters?
There's no other promoters like him.
Okay.
Nobody else can do that.
No, see y'all.
And it was only a day, bro. He promoted him and he was promoting both.
No, he's not.
It was still the biggest. It was still the biggest fight in history.
JT,
with him doing what he did.
But I'm supposed to be the star on your team. You have no other boxer but me. Why are you fight after me?
Did anything lack? Did he lack promotion because of that?
I'm just telling you, as a boxer, if you're my promoter, I'm telling you my personal opinion. If you're my promoter, if I'm promoting you, I'm not fighting before you. I'm not fighting before you.
That's a good promotional tool after the fight.
No. It's to me, it's not. To me, it's not because everybody's gonna be focused on you.
Just for a week.
I'm your number one fighter. You fight after me. No, but you fight after me. If I'm promoting you, Cole, if I want everybody to come see you, if I want all the attention, you my number one guy. Okay? I'm putting all of my energy into you. Because you know what? Here's the thing. I'm gonna get the bag regardless. I can fight. Why do I need to fight before you?
Okay, but let me give you an example. I'll give you an example. Look at Mayweather. I mean, not Mayweather. Look at Kaepernick in the NFL. When he used what you call his pedestal, they were mad because he was taking all the shine away from the NFL or whatever. But at the same time, everything he was doing was being highlighted because he had the platform. What I'm trying to say is that Mayweather has the platform after the Jake Paul fight because the whole world's watching. Now those people that weren't even thinking about Tank Davis hear about Tank Davis because he's in the ring with him.
So you sitting here telling me that people are not thinking about Tank Davis? That's what I'm saying. I want y'all to, that's what I'm saying. I want y'all to be logical, man. Come on.
Listen to what I'm saying. There's people that don't know who Tank Davis is until they see Mayweather. Then they see him with me. Oh, let me go look him up on Google. Let me go
fighting in Japan.
Yes, bro.
Fighting in Japan.
Everybody watch that.
So can either one of y'all tell me a commercial or a promo that y'all saw from that weekend? Because I watched the fight. You might have been in my house. I watched the fight. I didn't see no commercial or no promotion for Tank Davis on that fight. You know what I saw? Oh, Floyd is look at Floyd going over here doing this and doing that. I'm just telling y'all want to believe. I'm just telling y'all, the proof is in the pudding.
Okay, well,
y'all want, I'm going to tell y'all this right now. When it comes to Mayweather and Al, which represents Al Heyman represents PBC. Mayweather and Al are partners. TMT is always going to be second to the PBC fighters. because PBC got more fighters than TMT. TMT only has one fighter that everybody knows that's being promoted. And to me, as a boxer, as a guy, Tank Davis, I'm trying to establish myself as legendary because supposedly Floyd says I'm the heir to the throne. Well, if I'm the heir to the throne, and if Floyd is doing such a great job, why is it dissension in the camp? It was dissension between him and Tank. Why is he fighting? He's supposed to be promoting me. Why is he fighting a week before? Y'all want to sit up here and say he gives me a better platform, but here's the thing. Y'all got to understand this. Floyd makes all the money in the world. He needs to be putting me in that position.
He is.
He's not.
He is.
He's not. No.
So that fight wasn't the highest watch fight? Who? The Tank Davis fight.
It's because of Tank, not Floyd. That's what I'm saying. Y'all giving Floyd.
All I'm saying is, but what I'm saying, you keep saying that Floyd did something as if it took away anything from Tank. It got him more.
No.
You know what Floyd does?
Show me the numbers that got him more based off that.
If it was the highest fight, that means whatever fights, period, before that one wasn't fucking with Tank.
I will say this too. I will say this.
Go ahead.
Mayweather's effect is like.
Go ahead.
Sense, man. Y'all,
I would say,
listen, man.
It does make sense because it's like this.
Listen, y'all like TMT. Y'all like Floyd Mayweather because y'all not making sense. Y'all can't sit up. Y'all sitting up here telling me how great this company is, but there are no other fighters over there. That's the point. Top Rank got a stable. Matchroom got a stable.
But think about
it
like
this. Name me another fighter over there. And that.
But think about the effect that Mayweather has. It's like you could take one of these bum boxes that just anyone we named in this camp that we don't know. You bring them out with Kim Kardashian. I guarantee you they like and go up and they start getting matched. It's the same effect that Mayweather's having. He has that. Kim Kardashian
okay, so show me. So as far as the money team, as far as boxing, I'm not talking about what y'all talking about. Him being a businessman, everything he touched turns into money. I'm talking about the stable of fighters that he has.
He doesn't.
If he's such a genius, him and Leonard Ellerbe, right? Name me another. As a matter of fact, don't even name me another fighter. Name me another champ. Name me a champion over there.
There's nobody else highlighted right now. That's just like
okay. But name you talking about the future. You talking about the future, right?
Let me ask you this.
Name me another champion over there right now.
There's nobody else highlighted. There's nobody else that the light is on.
I know what you're saying.
The shine is only on Tank.
Right. I get that. I
don't know.
There is no other champion over there. And that's my point.
And if there was, we wouldn't know because they're highlighting Tank right now. Let me say this. That's just like with state property, bro. Hold on. Just like with state property.
Listen.
Even if you got a freeway, you might have a Young Gun, but you still are highlighting one artist at a time.
I got all the champions right here. Let's go through them.
Wait, what would the difference be?
I'm gonna name. Y'all name me a TMT fighter. I'm just gonna go through two divisions.
None, bro.
Right.
Wait, let me ask this question before you get to that. What would the difference be if Floyd didn't fight that exhibition fight? What if he just had a major press conference?
You want me to answer that?
What would the difference be?
The difference is this. There is no, anytime Floyd Mayweather fights, the attention is on Floyd Mayweather because of his greatness as a fighter. I'm saying this, if he's my promotion, if he's my promoter, I need him and his greatness to be pointing to me saying, I need y'all. I'm the solidified TBE. I need y'all to go check out my guy that I'm promoting. I'm not fighting because I don't want the attention on me. I want y'all to pay attention to my guy. Because when I speak, like y'all said, he's a great businessman, right? When I speak, I don't even have to fight.
What if he say, y'all watch me and him? And
No. Because
he has that power to say, watch me and then watch my
name. But
he's crowding up the television. But if he had another fighter, he'd have him fight the weekend after.
But people are going to, because of his greatness, people are going to
listen
watch
to him regardless.
They're
on
going
that
to
weekend, then they're going to watch his fight on the next one.
No. Listen, let me tell you something. They are not going to pay attention to Tank if Floyd is fighting, unless Floyd says, if Floyd is fighting, You're not paying attention to Tank Davis. You can sit up here and
But
say
I don't
You
know
don't
if
whatever
you
you
have
want.
to pay attention to him on
Yes,
that
you do.
weekend. You have
Yes,
to
you
pay
do.
attention on the next
Yes,
I don't
you
think
do.
you can
Yes,
ever
you
pay
do.
attention
You
to
don't
anyone when someone
listen.
who's the bigger
If you
stars
don't,
in the room.
even in the record business, I'm gonna let you talk, Cole. Even in the record business, if it's a guy that you're trying to highlight, a guy that's bringing in pretty good numbers, you let him do his concert. You let him get. Now, you might make a guest appearance on there, but at the same time, you're promoting his album. You don't drop an album. Hold on, because I'm about to get you on your music thing. Hold on just a second. He just said music, right? When have you ever seen Jay-Z drop an album a week before when they was at The Rock? When have you ever seen Jay-Z drop an album before Beanie Siegel's album the week before? You've never seen that. You know why? Hold on. You know why? It's common sense. Jay-Z is going to promote him. Jay-Z is not going to drop an album in the same month as Beanie Siegel. No, he's not. Okay, give me the facts.
He
Give me the
always
facts.
did,
No,
bro.
he didn't. Give me the facts. Give me some numbers. I've never seen it.
That's
Cole,
a different
He's
have
not
you
gonna
ever seen
drop
it?
on the
Hold on,
same
wait.
day.
That's a
Hold on,
different
He's
hold
not
on.
gonna drop on the same
That's
day.
a
He's
different
not going to
industry, though.
drop in the same month because he's promoting his artist.
They promote they promote simultaneously, just not on the same drop date, babe.
Listen, man. Listen. Y'all just tell me this. I know Tank is y'all fighter.
Mhm.
When is he going to fight a top guy?
I think as soon as he's done with Garcia, as soon as he disposes Garcia.
After
Okay.
this one,
Okay. So
this
that's
fight was
okay.
already in the making.
That's your projection.
Yeah.
Up to this point, who has he fought? Who has he fought that makes him the big time guy? Thank you. Thank you. He ain't fought nobody.
But baby, it seems like he hasn't fought nobody. It's just that no one's beating him. It
That's
seems
all.
like he fights nobody.
That's
It's
all.
just
Listen,
Because he makes it look
on this list of champions, there's not
nobody
one,
in that list
that's
is in his division.
what does that say? Gervonta Davis, for all you watching, WBA lightweight, 135 pounds. Gervonta Davis, this ain't a real belt. 27-0 regular champion.
Devin Haney. That's all you got.
Super champion.
That's all.
Super champion. Devin Haney in this division.
Devin Haney's the only person.
Davis, right. And so
He's next.
just like y'all, Gerard, you a Crawford fan, right? Because you seem to think
Yeah,
that
I'm a
Crawford
Crawford
is
fan,
Jumping
but
division.
that's what I'm saying. What you do is you clean out the division and you
He
go.
is.
Who is he
He's
clean
gonna
out?
fight. He gonna fight Haney, but there's other people that's challenging why Haney was trying to go get them other belts with Top Rank. He's not dodging. He's waiting patiently.
Waiting patiently on what?
On
What
the
he
deal to
waiting?
go through the same way all the deals got to go through, bro.
I just want y'all to deal with logic, man.
All right.
Y'all just want to. I know it's y'all
That man
favorite.
not ducking, bro.
I got a favorite fighter. Jerron Boots Ennis is my fighter. That's my favorite fighter. But he is not on the pound for pound list because he has not done anything pound for pound yet. He hasn't fought a champion. He hasn't fought a big time. He cleaning everybody out. Boots got 27 knockouts. He's my favorite fighter. But until he fights Earl Spence, until he fights Crawford, until he fights the big names.
So until he fights Devin Haney, he's not gonna be undisputed.
No,
he's
it's not. No,
because
it's
Devin
not.
Haney's the only person in his division.
No, wrong division. Devin Haney is 135. Boots is 147.
I'm talking about Tank. Until Tank fights Devin, he ain't
It's
nothing.
not even Devin. He's got to fight a respectable
Who
champion.
else is it in his division? You haven't named anybody in his division.
It doesn't matter. The big dog in his division is calling him out, and he's not.
Okay,
fighting.
so when he fights Devin, if he beats Devin, will he be undefeated?
Do you like Mike Tyson?
I
You
love
think he's one of the greats?
He's one of the greats.
And you know why he's one of the greats? Tell him, Cole. Because he whooped everybody ass, right?
yeah.
He was whooping everybody's ass, but until Don King got a hold of him.
But did he ever duck anybody? Did when Tyson fought, right? Didn't he fight everybody, right?
He fought everybody. He fought everybody.
So again, y'all can't sit on this podcast and tell me you love Mike Tyson and then turn around and say Tank Davis. The difference between Tank and Tyson
had Don King.
Tyson, man, that ain't got
He
nothing to
had
do with
Don
it. Tyson
King.
fought everybody. That's how we knew. How do we know Tyson was great?
Because Don King.
No. I'm talking about I'm talking about in the ring. How do we
knock
know?
out everybody that Don King put in front of?
All right. Well, let me tell you this. Since you don't want to stick to the point. The reason why Muhammad Ali the greatest, he beat
everybody he talked noise about.
right. and everybody who had a belt. Everybody who was so-called a champion because he wanted to be the king.
And he ran out of niggas to knock out.
Right. And
Tank has made it to the point to where he only has one person to knock out.
Nah, man. That's not pound for pound shit.
Until he dropped Devin Haney, he's not pound for pound.
No, because you got another person in your division.
But
you got another person
though.
in your division calling you out, and you won't fight him.
He just started calling them out, like talking about so, baby.
Jason, you don't pay attention.
Yes, I have been
boxing, man. He been calling him out before he had the belts. He wouldn't fight him. Just like Lomachenko. He called out Lomachenko. Lomachenko wouldn't fight him.
You got to understand, I'm not fighting you when you haven't established yourself the way I want you to establish yourself yet.
Okay.
You
why?
new to the game. Why am I going to give you credibility?
Okay.
Why am I gonna
so Ryan Garcia has credibility now?
Yeah.
He has no belt. He has fought nobody. Ryan Garcia has credibility now?
His name, his family.
He might have a little bit more clout.
It's not a family name. He's not related to another Garcia. We can X that out.
He has a little bit more clout. He has a little bit more clout than Haney.
World champions. They've never been world champions. His brother is barely boxing. Like y'all, again, I just want y'all to deal with logic, man. Y'all, this Tank is y'all favorite fighter. I get it. But he ain't doing nothing. He got another dude in the division in the belts with the belts prior to when he had the belts.
So the fact that he ain't knocked out, the fact that he knocked out everybody else except Devin Haney.
Listen, man. Listen. Let me go through my list one more time, because I'm gonna tell you why these dudes are pound for pound. Let me go through this list, and we're gonna move to the next one, Cole. Bud Crawford on a 10-street knockout, won belts in 3 different divisions, calling out the top dog in welterweight. Alexander Usyk, undisputed cruiserweight, went up to heavyweight, won 3 belts, just whooped Anthony Joshua. Canelo Alvarez, that's right. That's the problem with boxing. That's why we losing to UFC, because UFC, all the great guys are fighting each other. Boxing, y'all want to play the Floyd game. He hadn't established himself yet. That's why boxing ain't winning right now. That's why Jake Paul can come in boxing and win, because Jake Paul is saying, I'll fight them dudes. That's why UFC, shout out to the UFC fans. I don't even like UFC.
And you know who Jake Paul, and you know who Jake Paul went to though, right? He went to Mayweather to establish that name, yo. And Mayweather,
get that man.
No.
You gotta respect what Cole just said, bro.
Right. But and I got something for that, Cole. And guess what? He went to Floyd.
About Jake because
he went to Floyd. And guess what? Floyd went right back to him and said, "Yes, I will fight you." When we know Floyd won't fight everybody, because you know what Floyd understood?
Bag.
This dude will come in and fight. Yeah, he'll get the bag, but he'll fight. He'll fight. Exactly. Again, man. Devin Haney, Jermell Charlo, undisputed, because he ain't scared to fight nobody. Shakur Stevenson, 2 or 3 belts, because he ain't.
Everybody you're naming are independent.
No, they not. No, you're wrong. Bud Crawford,
Bud
fought on Top Rank a couple of fights. Devin Haney fought on Top Rank. Canelo, no.
Independent.
No. Listen to what I'm saying, because I'm getting my facts right. Listen to what I'm saying. They're not independent. They fight. Canelo Alvarez is independent. Okay.
What's the
Shakur
difference?
Stevenson? I'm finna tell you. Shakur Stevenson fights on Top Rank. Okay. Errol Spence fights on PBC. Okay. Better Beef fights on Top Rank. Okay. Stephen Fulton, he's independent. Josh Taylor fights on Top Rank. It ain't a money team fighter on this championship list. You know why? Because Money Team has no champions, and Money Team does not allow their fighters to fight champions. PBC got champions on this list. Top Rank got champions.
Who's the PBC champion in that division?
What you mean? Whose division?
In Tank's division.
It ain't because Haney got all the belts.
So who's in that division?
Top Rank. Okay, Top Rank run that division.
Okay.
Top Rank run the division.
So as far as PBC is concerned,
yeah,
who's involved in that conversation?
As far as champions, Errol Spence. I just said that.
In that division.
In the division
that Tank is in.
Devin Haney is Top Rank.
I asked for PBC.
And I asked you for TMT, period.
I ain't talking about TMT, bro.
I know, because you can't.
I'm talking about Tank.
I'm talking about champions and greatness, and y'all telling me about the bag, and that's why I'm telling y'all that's why UFC is blowing boxing out of the water.
And I don't,
because y'all sitting up here talking about a bag.
I totally agree. That's
Right.
what boxing has come to.
No. But don't get me wrong. I talk about the bag, but I still talk about Stevenson. That's Stevenson. What you call it? Tank. Tank is still nice, man. Like you can't take nothing away from him regardless of who he fights.
I'm not taking nothing away. Just like I don't take nothing away from Boots. I don't take nothing away from Boots. Boots is my favorite fighter.
I will say this. I think Haney will be the next fight. I think Haney will be the next fight, and we will see.
Think, man.
We will see.
That's what y'all
think he will be.
Every duck him no more.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Just like I like. Look. I'm gonna give y'all one. I like Boots. I think Boots is gonna fight Crawford next. Does that make y'all feel better?
He gonna get his ass whooped. Bud gonna drop it, bro. Boots better chill out. He's great. Not going, Bud.
I just want y'all to deal with logic, man.
And
y'all.
It's very unfortunate the politics that has taken over boxing.
Y'all are clearly Tank fans, and I get it, man. He got
I'm
25.
A boxing fan.
No, you not. You can't be a boxing fan.
I'm not a fan on where it's at now.
Right.
I just understand where it's at now. That's just like I don't like streams, but I understand with streams.
Right.
And I'd rather have deep CDs, but you have to understand what it is now.
And
bro.
I'm making you understand why Tank don't have a belt.
You just sound real old school, babe.
No, I'm not sounding old school. Why you don't have a belt?
Because there's nobody in this division to knock out with one, except Haney, and he's with another level.
He's about to take those belts in a second. It's cool.
I know everybody. Like I said, man. If y'all want to give that prediction, I'm gonna say
Boots fight him, bro.
Boots gonna fight Crawford next. That's what we gonna say. Y'all gonna say Tank gonna fight Haney? I know he ain't, because I know he's ducking him.
No,
but anyway, next topic, man. Let's get through this, because y'all, y'all fans, man. I like that, man. I like that y'all fans, man. Like I say, shout out to Boots, man. Boots, I think you the next Roy Jones, but I can't put you on my pound for pound list yet. When you fight a pound for pound fighter, you on my list. All right, you my favorite fighter. Boots, you my favorite fighter, man.
But
unlike these guys, man, I can't put you on my list because you my favorite fighter. But anyway, let's talk about the heavyweight division, man. And we're gonna wrap up in a little bit. Heavyweight division.
About these guys.
Heavyweight division. We're gonna bring you up. We ain't gonna talk about
dude, like.
We ain't gonna talk about promotions on this. You know what I'm saying? Because so the big news in the heavyweight division is this: Tyson Fury, within the last week, well, let's say 2 weeks before Cole, and I know we talked about this, Tyson Fury, who was currently retired, well, he just came out of retirement, after Alexander Usyk just beat Anthony Joshua in the second fight, the rematch rather, Tyson Fury came out and said that he would fight Alexander Usyk. Now, this would happen because Alexander Usyk currently has all three belts, and what I mean by that, he has a WBA heavyweight belt, IBF heavyweight belt, and WBO. And everybody knows that Tyson Fury has the WBC, the green belt. And so Tyson Fury, right after Usyk beat Anthony Joshua, offered to come out of retirement to fight Alexander Usyk to do undisputed in the heavyweight division. Both men talked about having a date in December. Then Usyk came back and said, based on him being checked out by the doctors, he has injuries and he doesn't want to fight in December. Thus, Tyson Fury turns around last week and tells everybody, which we found out he did, that he offered Anthony Joshua an offer to fight in December. Now, just yesterday, or rather the day before, we found out that Anthony Joshua accepted the terms, but we still have not seen a contract. Cole, let me ask you this. Why would Tyson Fury do this? And would you watch this fight? Do you think this is a good fight? Because this kind of shows the climate of the heavyweight division. So do you think, or why would Tyson Fury do this? And do you think this is a good fight?
Well, I think Tyson's doing it as a tune-up because he knows he's going to fight Usyk. So I think this is a tune-up. I also think he's doing it as a favor to kind of save Joshua's career because Joshua, he's definitely a Jag, just another guy now. And this is his last opportunity to ever have any type of credibility in the heavyweight division is by at least being competitive against Fury or beating Fury. Right. But for Fury, this is just a tune-up to make sure he stays sharp so that when he fights Usyk, he'll win more than likely. To me, I think he'll win. I just never seen someone so big and so crafty and so smooth. Right. And like he's like a mix of George Foreman with Lennox Lewis or something. I don't know. He's just different. He built different.
Right. So then let's stay on that topic because you bring up a good point. I do think it's a tune-up fight. I do think because Anthony Joshua is a fellow countryman of Tyson Fury that he's throwing him a bone. With that being said, I think we both agree that Tyson Fury wins that fight. Yes. If Tyson Fury wins that fight, you got Usyk over there with all the belts. But let me ask you this. Deontay Wilder's coming back. He's got a pay-per-view fight coming up in October against his sparring partner. I can't think of the guy's name, but he's going to fight him, which we both think. I think Deontay Wilder is going to win that fight. If Deontay Wilder wins that fight, what'll be next for him will probably be, because there was discussions of him fighting Joshua. Well, now that Joshua's fighting Fury, I think the mandatory winner, the mandatory fighter for that would be Andy Ruiz, who just beat who was that? Luis Ortiz the other weekend. Knocked him down 3 times. So now you got somewhat of a tournament. Let me ask you this. If Deontay Wilder beats Helenius, that's who he's going to fight. And then he fights Andy Ruiz. Do we agree that he'll beat Andy Ruiz? Do you think he'll beat Andy?
I think he'll beat Ruiz.
So if he beats Andy Ruiz and Tyson Fury beats Anthony Joshua, that's what we think. Does Tyson Fury, let's say, is it a possible chance? Let's say Usyk doesn't fight Tyson Fury. Highly unlikely because Tyson Fury wants to undispute. Is there a chance for a Fury Wilder 4th fight?
I think for me personally, I think it would have to be Usyk versus Wilder for that to be a Tyson Wilder fighting.
So let's say Usyk. Does Usyk? Let's say if that happens, does Usyk beat Wilder? And that's why I'm asking that question.
I think it's a 50-50 because I think Wilder could knock anybody out, but Fury is the only person he has an issue knocking out. Like I think he knocked Fury down, but Fury got up.
Right, which is incredible to me.
He has a stamina issue, and I think that's what Wilder needs to work on because I think he could beat Fury if he works on his stamina. Because I feel like he always runs out of gas by like the 6th round, and then he just starts getting beat up by Fury. So
would you say, other than Tyson Fury, is the heavyweight division wide open? Because here's the thing. We talk about Usyk, and I'm not disrespecting Usyk. What Usyk has done thus far is incredible. He undisputed at cruiserweight. He moved up to heavyweight, and he got 3 belts. There's only one more belt out there which Tyson Fury holds. But I think Usyk is really a cruiserweight. And the reason why I say that, when Joshua had him, I still think Joshua could have beat him. I just think Joshua doesn't have the heart. Joshua had him on the ropes, and Joshua just didn't capitalize. I think Usyk's natural weight is not a big heavyweight. Now, he's got superior boxing skills. I won't take that away. But I don't know if he beats a Deontay Wilder. I mean, he can beat Deontay Wilder on stamina. But if Deontay Wilder comes back like I think he is, I don't know if Usyk beats him. But other than, again, I'll ask that question again. Is the heavyweight division wide open? Because let's just play devil's advocate. If Anthony Joshua, I probably give him as much of a chance of beating Tyson Fury as much as I give Ryan beating Tank, which is none. But let's just say Anthony Joshua, he doesn't beat Tyson Fury, but let's say he looks good against Tyson Fury. Does that ignite his career? Is it another big fight out there for him?
No.
So he absolutely has to beat Fury.
I think he absolutely has to beat him.
Okay.
And even then, I think his name is kind of not. It doesn't stimulate me buying any pay-per-views like that, to be honest with you.
So you
I'll
saying
buy
the fight
Wilder, I'll buy a Fury, but I think Joshua is
done?
he's done, man.
Yeah.
It's like watching at the end of his career, like we kept watching Foreman because Foreman's name and because the
Right.
Foreman grip. You know what I mean? But besides that, you was like, oh, this is the man that.
So you think the
Foreman
fight to be made is the undisputed
is the
Fury
undisputed.
versus Usyk for all the belts?
Yes, but
Okay.
I would watch Usyk versus Wilder before I watch Fury too as well, because I just love to watch Wilder because I just love his style. I
Right.
think he brings it. Whether he gets knocked out or not, he tries to knock your head off, and I
Right.
love boxers like that.
All right, look, I want to bring JT back, and then we're gonna wrap up.
What's up?
All right, Crawford versus Spence.
Hmm.
Crawford versus Spence. Now, and this is what I mean about boxing. Obviously, it's taken a while for this fight to materialize. I think the reason why, my personal opinion, why it's not being made, I think somebody wants too much money. Usually, when these type of fights happen, it's because somebody wants too much money. What I'm hearing in other reports, and I've heard it from multiple credible boxing sources, is that Crawford wants guaranteed money. It's a problem with his guaranteed money. But let me ask you all both this, and I really want y'all to answer this as best as you can. But it's being a money issue, and I'm going to call it a money issue. But who is the A side in this fight? And what I mean by A side to the casual boxing fan is who should be able to dictate certain things in the fight, or who would be the home guy. For example, if you're Errol Spence, if you're on Errol Spence side, should the fight be in Dallas? If you think Errol Spence is the A side, meaning that Errol Spence is the one who should be calling the shots based on record, based on accomplishments, based on what's going on. Or if you're a Bud Crawford fan, is he the A side, meaning that he won belts in multiple divisions, he's undisputed in one division, and he's a 3-time champion, I believe, and he's on a 10-street knockout. Plus, Bud fans would also say a good measuring stick between both fighters, and most people think a good measuring stick when you talk about two fighters fighting at this caliber is who they fought. They both share an opponent in Shawn Porter, which we both know Shawn Porter is a hell of a fighter. Errol Spence, of course, knocked him down and got the decision, and Bud Crawford stopped him in the 10th round, where rather his father threw in, Kenny Porter, which is Shawn Porter's father, threw in the towel that most people think was kind of, premature in terms of that Porter got up off the canvas and he showed that he could fight. But I'm going to ask you both, and I'm going to go to JT first. Who is the A side in this fight and why? Who do you think the A side fighter is in this fight? Now, don't forget, they're fighting for all the belts at 147, which is welterweight. Crawford having one belt, the WBO belt. Spence having the other three, WBC, IBF, and WBA. Who, in your opinion, JT, is the A-side fighter and why?
I feel, okay, first of all, where's Bud from?
Bud is from Nebraska.
All right. So I feel as though that Errol Spence should have, he's the A-side. He's the A-side simply because in the division that we're speaking of, the division they're fighting from, he has 3.
Good point.
And I love Bud. I love Bud. I love the way he fights. I love his style. I love his out the ring. Just like Errol Spence. I love their style. They don't do much talking. They body blows. They gonna punish your body before they come and knock you out. And they're technical. They technique. But as far as the division,
right. That's a good point.
As far as that division, if we're talking about this division, and like you say, undisputed in that pound for pound,
welterweight division, right?
We gotta give it to Earl because he in that division he carries that weight.
Right. That's a good point. Cole, what do you think? Who is the A-side fighter in this fight? And tell me why.
So I'm a little biased partially. Earl Spence is Jamaican and he's from Long Island. So you know what I mean? New York. I gotta be a little biased. However, if I took my bias out, I think Crawford wins there.
Why would you say Crawford is? What is your reasoning for the A? Why would you say Crawford is an A-side fighter?
From my experience of watching Crawford, I just feel like technically he's a little bit more technically sound than Spence. I think Spence is a little bit more maybe powerful, bigger. But I gotta go with Crawford because I've been sticking with Crawford for the last few years. I've always been talking about Crawford as one of the best boxers.
Are you going with him
Spence,
for the A-list? Are you speaking on the fight? Who you think is going to win, or who should have the
No, he's
the
just saying
design?
that the A side right now. Who should
Okay.
have the
Okay.
yeah,
But let me
yeah. I
ask you
think,
this:
and
while he
also
brought that up,
he has more wins too. So so I think that it goes off more wins, more knockouts. I think Crawford's what 38-0 with 29 knockouts.
yeah,
Spencer's
Spence is
28-0
with
with
22
22.
knockouts. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got to give it to Crawford, man. Give him the home field advantage, give him everything.
So let me ask you this: being at that, I mean, in just my opinion, I mean, I go back and forth. I think, and I'm leaning a little bit more the JT's way because they are fighting for welterweight belts. And then if you guys want to talk about money, Earl Spence is a bigger pay-per-view star than Bud Crawford.
This is what we're talking about.
But
this is 50-50 though, man.
I can understand 50-50,
Or
but
when it takes the pot. So
right. Well, and that's the problem I think
That's
now.
what Crawford's
I
problem
think Crawford is saying that he should have more money, or he should have more guaranteed money, or whatever. I'm not gonna say more, but whatever the amount is, he's not agreeing to it
because he knows he's not that draw.
Right. It could be.
To me, it sounds like he's either scared of a loss, or he's scared to not make that he's not going to bring what Earl brings to the table as far as the money is concerned.
It could be that if you're a Bud supporter like Cole is, I mean, I can understand him saying, if we go pound for pound, I've done more. If we go accomplishment wise, I've moved up several divisions. It's subjective. Depends on what you believe.
That ain't got nothing to do with Earl. Earl can say, I don't obtain that.
Exactly. Exactly. It all depends on what you believe. But Crawford could also say, if we shared opponents, which again, I'll go back to the Sean Porter reference. I dropped Sean Porter. I knocked him out. Earl had to get a decision. I don't know. I at the end of the day, I see both fighters' logic is why they should be the A side. But at the end of the day, I just want them to get this fight done. I think this fight needs to happen. Now, let me ask you this. If Earl Spence wins, what's next for him? You go first, JT, and then you go.
That's my point. That's the same point that I'm making with Tank. After he drops this dude, what's next? He has to either go up,
I think,
or just sit and wait for somebody to call him out.
Yeah, I think he goes up. If I'm Earl Spence, I go up. Now he's not gonna fight Charlo, who has the belts in the next division because they from the same stable.
Wouldn't it be
Texas Triangle? If I'm Earl, if I beat Crawford, I'm going up because I feel like I have just as big of a draw. I'm fighting Canelo.
Good. Oh wait.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna tell you why, and then we'll get to you, Cole. This is why. It's two reasons why I think if Earl beats Crawford. For one, you've cleaned out the division. You beat the other big dog in the division. Number two, I think you can fight Canelo because I think Earl, and I think this is going to be a problem for Crawford. I think Earl naturally walks around, and that's a problem. People that say that they fought Earl makes weight, but when fight night comes, he rehydrates up to 160. So I think that's going to be a problem for Crawford. I think that's enough for Canelo. I mean, and as far as a paper, and think about the pay-per-view numbers between Earl versus Canelo. If Earl wins, Earl always has a big drawing at Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Canelo's from Mexico.
That's easy.
Yeah, I think he steps up because he's a big welterweight. If Crawford wins, and Crawford has said this, if Crawford wins, and it could happen, I think he steps up, goes up the next division because he said he'll do this and fight Jermell for the 154 belts. Because he's saying that Jermell is being a cheerleader for Jamal. So, and then if you Crawford, if you go up another division, you move yourself up on the great list because you moving up multiple divisions. If you taking belts and you going up, I think that's what he does next. If Earl loses, stay at welterweight. I think it'll be a rematch clause.
Yeah.
take a rematch and then see what happens there. But if it ends up that Earl loses anyway, like even if he loses again in a rematch, fight Boots, fight Boots and continue to stay there. If Bud loses, I kind of think it's actually not that bad for Bud in the sense that
losing somebody great.
He losing to somebody great, but I think he's already accomplished enough to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, moving up multiple divisions, undisputing. I think that's what it is. But I don't know. What you think, Cole?
I think
if Earl wins, what happened? What you think is next for Earl?
I think if he moves up, he will fight Bivol, right?
Bivol's 175. So the next division, if he moves up, he'll be in the 154 division, which his stablemate, which is Jermell Charlo, holds all those belts. They're not going to fight. They trained by the same trainer. Mm-hmm. That's the Texas Triangle between the Charlo brothers and Earl, which is from Dallas. They're not going to fight. That's why I say I think he moves up, and then he can move up to middleweight. But middleweight, there's another Charlo brother with a belt at 160. He's not going to fight him. I mean, there's David Benavidez, but I'm not fighting Benavidez because if I've just cleaned out,
no sense of
going. Yeah. So I think the next thing you do is you go to Canelo.
Which makes sense. But that's only if Canelo wins. That's only if Canelo wins.
Well, even then, I mean, I think Canelo's still a big enough.
It's a draw.
It'll be a good draw. But what do you think? If Earl wins, if it's a rematch, and if Earl wins, let's say Earl wins all of it, what you think is next for Earl?
I think what you said can make sense with Canelo. Mm-hmm. I could see that. I would pay for that, but only if Canelo wins this fight.
Right.
Because after that, if he loses, Canelo's on his downside, and if Earl fights him, to me, it's going to be like, oh, you fighting someone who's on their downside of their career, and that's the way I would look at it.
If Bud wins, who do you think Bud goes and fights next?
I think he gives him a rematch. I think he gives Earl a rematch.
Well, let's say he wins the rematch.
If it's close. If he wins the rematch, then it depends. He's 34 years old. Yeah. He might mess around and just retire and say, hey, I'm done. I'm the greatest.
I think he goes and fights that Charlo brother just because he was talking about it. Because he said after he beat Earl, he'll fight that. He wants to fight that Charlo with all the belts, which is the division above welterweight. I think that because that's who he's really had beef with, that Charlo brother in the sense like he's kind of, both Charlos and Earl are trained by Derek James, and so he's kind of trying to stake claim. I'm gonna clean out that stable in Texas.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, that's I think what he's gonna try to do. But I don't know. But before we go, man, this will be a good show. Give me your predictions if this fight happens. You go ahead, JT. Is it decision or is it knockout? Earl Spence, if it happens, Earl Spence versus Bud Crawford, who do you got and how it happens?
I got Earl Spence going the distance, man.
Unanimous decision or decision, right?
It's gonna be a decision. I don't think it's gonna be too unanimous, but he gonna come with the victory or a draw.
Right. Cole?
I got it. If Earl wins, it's a knockout. If Crawford wins, it's a decision.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I was leaning towards Crawford, but I'm telling you, man, Crawford has never seen anybody like Earl Spence. And again, I think it was Kenny Porter was talking about it today. I was watching another boxing show. What you got to remember about Earl, I know Crawford is dynamic, but what you got to remember about Earl, and I just said it earlier with JT, he's not a natural welterweight. And what I mean by that, he'll make weight. He'll make 147. But that night of rehydration,
he gonna get right.
I think he, because even if you watch him when he fought Ugas, if you watch him when he fought Danny, they hit him with some tough shots. He ate those shots. And again, Crawford, as dynamic as he is, and I know he's strong. He's a smaller guy. He came up from smaller divisions. He came up from 135 and 140. Now, what he's doing is incredible. He's strong. I seen him deadlift 405. Just you know what I'm saying? Like just off the rip. But again, Earl Spence, and what you got to remember about Earl Spence, man, I'm leaning more towards Earl now even more when I'm talking about it. Earl Spence was in a near-death car accident. Okay. He came back from that. Now, this is when I knew Earl was official. And when he came back from that, they asked him if he wanted a tune-up. He said no. I think he fought Danny. And he's the only dude I've ever seen
come back from that.
And not only come back, but fight a world-class fighter, and he outclassed. I've never seen nobody outclass Danny Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
So that shows me the confidence. Then he gets another eye injury before he fights Ugas. And people said you should take a tune-up. He said, I don't need no tune-up fight. He goes in there and he smashes Ugas' face.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's big time for me. And Crawford has never fought nobody that big. And what I mean by that fight night, Earl is going to at least be 155 to 158, 160. And he's going to be in shape. Now, one thing I don't like about Earl, the one thing I don't like about Earl is it always seems like something off outside of boxing that gets him, he get caught up. Like he was drinking when he was when he got in the car accident. It's always something that's suspect with him, and I think Crawford probably has the more disciplined lifestyle. And then one thing I don't like about Earl, man, in like these last two fights, is he always spitting his mouthpiece out and he get caught with a shot. Like when he's fighting Ugas caught him with a shot and he was bending down to pick up his mouthpiece. And I'm like, why you keep doing that? Like he's done that in 2 or 3 fights. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just looking at every little thing that Earl do. It's suspect, but at the end of the day, I am leaning more, and it's not a Texas thing. I'm not being biased. I just don't think, man, seeing Earl Spence fight, and Crawford is more technical, but seeing Earl Spence fight and the confidence that he has, man, not taking no tune-ups. He didn't stop 3 or 4 champions. Again, that's what I'm talking about with your boy Tank. Earl didn't stop 3 or 4 champions. I mean, stopped them.
He ain't got nothing.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. I'm leaning more towards Earl, Cole, just because, man. I mean,
wouldn't be surprised.
He don't take no tune-up fights. He's stopping guys. He beating champions. I don't know, man. I'm leaning more towards Earl. I wouldn't be surprised if Crawford win, but hey, man.
I think it's definitely a toss-up. I wouldn't be surprised if either one of them wins. Like, both of them are great fighters.
You went out. Your audio went out again.
Both of them are great fighters, though.
Now, we can see you talking, but we can't hear you talking. But anyway, you got to charge them headphones, brother.
Both of them are great fighters.
See, I know I ain't crazy because JT don't hear you.
I'm back here. I'm back now, I think. You hear me?
Nah, brother.
You don't hear me?
I mean, I guess that would happen to you because you're the only one that's really picking Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying?
Dag.
Now we can hear you.
All right, yeah, we good.
Well, what was you saying?
No, I was saying it wouldn't surprise me whoever wins that one. Like I'm not gonna say, oh man, Crawford is the worst fighter, or I actually just want to see the rematch after that. I just hope they get together.
I want to get the fight done, man. That's what I want to do. I think this is the best fight out there. Because again, like I said, man, we know Tank gonna demolish Ryan Garcia, man. I don't even know if I want to watch that fight.
And then he gonna fight Haney after that.
Well, I hope so. Because I tell you what, if we fight Haney, man, I'm gonna fly you down and we all going to my house. But anyway, man, fellas, it's been real. I got a little bit worked up because y'all Tank fans, but it's been a great show, man. It's been a great show. Cole, I appreciate you. JT, man, you got to get you on here more often, man. I like the energy you brought.
I love it.
It's been real, man, all the way from Mo City to New York. We'll catch up next week. We'll do it again. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Debate with Bake podcast. Stream this on Spotify, Apple, Google, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Follow Mo Serious Entertainment. We got a lot of good content. We got a lot of good artists. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Subscribe to Mo Serious Entertainment. We're going to keep moving and we're going to keep moving and we're going to keep moving and keep rolling. Peace. Shout out. Watch the fight this weekend. Blessings to all of y'all.
Yes, sir.